Hi guys, welcome back to the second episode of the Say Less Podcast. So, hi everyone, welcome back. I'm so grateful if you've joined in again, if you watched last time, or if you're new, then welcome. This is the Say Less Podcast. Basically, since last time, this is only my second episode obviously, but I feel so much less nervous than last time. Like even editing that one back, I could feel my nerves. I think it was just because I'm not used to this sort of content, like longer form, and normally I can just edit out my mistakes, and I was just really conscious of pausing all that shit. But yeah, I feel so much better this time. I feel like I've got to grips with the like equipment and stuff. We feel better this time. So with anything, if you're a bit nervous on the first go, don't worry, it will get easier. Just like, I feel like it's just the same with like my driving test, for example, because the difference between the first one and the second one was just insane. Like the first, there's nothing like the first experience. So yeah, you learn the most then. But yeah, if you have come from the first episode or if you're new, thank you so much for watching. Also, I just wanted to say, obviously, if you're watching my YouTube channel, this kind of video is a lot more longer form. So yeah, if that's not your kind of thing, that's cool. But I just thought I'd do like a video version just in case you wanted that dimension aspect, I guess. But yeah, if you listen on Spotify, then hi. Thank you so much for listening. I feel like the feedback I got from last time was so good. So I'm so grateful. I'm so happy you guys like the podcast. A lot of what I heard was you guys just saying it was really relatable content, which is literally why I'm doing it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming back. So today's episode is stressing me out even thinking about it. Not stress, but it's just like, it's going to be an interesting one. So this one is basically on, I'm going to just say it's on relationships in general. I've got a few dilemmas, obviously, like last time, just to go through and just basically just to talk about where we're all at. Another main thing that a lot of people said since the first one is that they didn't realize that everyone was in the same position. Like last time was obviously on career, and I got so many messages from people saying, I didn't realize literally everyone is just as lost as each other. So yeah, I feel like this is just a place, it's a safe place, guys. It's a safe space, and we can be our true lost selves here. So yeah, just a reminder, obviously, you can send me in dilemmas on Instagram. I normally put like a little question box thing every week before I film or record the podcast, but there is also an email address. It's saylesswithalisha@gmail.com. You can email them in there. I've already had a few, and I've got some good ideas for upcoming episodes. So yeah, however you want to send it in, if you do want to send it in, let me know, and we can talk about whatever you guys want to listen to. So yeah, as I said, today's episode is on dating, relationships, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's just as big of a topic, if not bigger, than career. So yeah, let's just delve right in. So basically, I put out on my Instagram a poll because I just wanted to know, because I know most of you guys, especially on Instagram, are pretty much the same age as me, probably like 18 to 24 mainly. There could be people older, there could be people younger, but that's basically what the main age range is. So I just thought it'd be interesting to ask. I asked, how many of you have been on a proper date before? And I'm not gonna lie, the results kind of shocked me a bit. I put the two options, never or I have, and 47% said never, so never been on a proper date before. And that's like just like up until now. So I'm 25, personally I haven't been on a proper date. I thought I was kind of weird, not weird, but like out of the ordinary, but I was shocked to see that nearly half of you guys haven't. And then obviously 53% said they had. So yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. Obviously it does depend on what you class as a date, I guess. I've like, I don't know, I've like met up with people, but that's not like, I don't know if I'm just putting the standards way too high there, but I wouldn't call that a date. I wouldn't call any of my experiences a date, let's just say that. So yeah, it depends what you class as a date. I kind of see a date as, like, I feel like if you're going on a date, you should know you're going on a date. So if I've been on a date before, I haven't known it. So to me, it's not a date. But yeah, about half and half with that poll. So quite interesting. Anyways, yeah, today's episode, we've just got some dilemmas from you guys. It's kind of like a boy talk kind of thing. So yeah, let's get into the dilemmas. Okay, so first dilemma, and this was the inspiration for the poll I did. So, dating. I'm 25 and I've never been on a date before. I get so anxious, but I want a man. Okay, listen, I'm literally you. Like, I'm 25, never been on a proper date. As I said, we can argue about what a date is, but I don't think I've been on a date before. So yeah, I kind of, it's weird with the whole anxious thing. It's hard to relate because I've never been in the situation. I mean, I'm sure I would get anxious. Like, don't get me wrong. Hold on, I'm just getting some water. Also, guys, one more thing. Last time, my voice by the end was literally going. Like, it was 45 minutes of straight talking. And I'm not used to that. So today, if I need like an intermission, it sounds so dramatic. But if I need like an intermission, I might just take 5, like halfway through. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. If I like need some water during it, then that's why, because my voice is literally going. But yeah, would I get anxious? I'm going to be real with myself and probably say yes. It depends. It depends if I like the person. Obviously, if it's someone that I really like and would kind of care about the outcome, then I'm going to be nervous. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be nervous. Just nervous in the way of like, oh my God, what if it's awkward? I want to look good, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, with me, I don't think I'd go on a date with someone unless I was some level of comfort with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, obviously dates are where you get to know people. This is what I mean. I don't have experience with dates, but from what I could think, I probably would need to be at some sort of level of comfort with them to go on a date. So I probably wouldn't be super, super nervous. I'd just be nervous in the way that, oh my God, this is the first time we're meeting in person. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I can totally relate to that. I'm sure a lot of people get nervous for dates. The whole thought of it is just so weird to me. Like, going on a date. Oh my God. I'm going to have to do it one day though. That's the thing. I'm just deciding to ignore it. But yeah, I mean, I guess you do just have to go for it. If you've got like a date lined up, then first of all, I'm really excited for you and I hope it goes well, and update me on what happens. But yeah, I feel like it is normal to be nervous. You probably will feel nervous, especially if it's the first one, if you don't have experience with dates. I'm just smiling thinking about it because it's just so cute that you're going on a date. If you are going on a date, I don't even know. But yeah, if you're just more like worried about the fact that you haven't been on a date or that you're too nervous to be honest, dates are probably like the least formal part. You're literally just getting to know people, and I know that it depends on how you do things or whatever, but I know that when people are dating, they tend to like see different people just to see what the vibe is. It just depends how many people you're talking to and what your whole attitude towards that is. But I feel like dating is like the fun stage. Like, you know minimal about the person, and that's your chance to like get to know them and obviously see them in person, see how you guys vibe. Like, obviously you need to see how you're going to vibe with someone to see if you want to go forward with it or whatever. But yeah, I just feel like, I think you'll be nervous for the first part, but if it's the right person, I feel like it will be worth it. Like, you'll obviously have a good time. And yeah, after, just like with the podcast, just like with my driving, after the first one, I'm sure it will get so much easier, whether it's with the same person or with someone else. So I feel like if you've never been on a date before, I'm right there with you, sis. If you've got any advice for first dates, let us know, because I need to know too for future reference. But yeah, just go for it. Be yourself. Wear something that you feel, I would say wear something that you feel comfortable in. Obviously you want to look good, but I would say wear something that you feel comfortable in over being like fashionable or whatever, because I think when I feel comfortable, like, I would way rather be in something like this, like okay, maybe not joggers, but like jeans and a top and like have nice makeup and hair, than being like a tight dress and heels and know that I'm not comfortable. And first of all, I wouldn't be comfortable. Second of all, that is not what I wear. Like, I don't wear that, so that is not what you should expect me to come up to another date in, because I'm not going to roll up in a dress and heels. I'm not. So yeah, stay comfortable. I feel like if you dress comfortable, you'll feel more comfortable, and then things will just flow. I feel like deep breathing is the literal like motto of my life now. I keep referring back to driving, but I feel like a lot of things are linking up today. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, in my not my first driving test, in my 6th driving test when I passed, the reason I passed is because I was deep breathing like the whole time. And when I was calm, like when my whole body was more calm, I drove the car better. When I'm calm today, like filming this podcast, I'm sure this one will come out better and I'll be happy with it. So with a first date or just like dates in general, if you feel comfortable, you're going to put your best self out there and obviously it'll go better. But also don't put too much pressure on it. It's not like a test. It's supposed to be fun. So yeah, I'm excited for you. I feel like this means you've got a date on the cards. I was so excited. I want you to update me. But yeah, be yourself, be comfortable. Give me some advice if you've got some when you come back. Oh God, the next one. Okay, boy best friend. That's all that needs to be said. Interesting concept. Boy best friend. Okay, I feel like it depends. It depends on your individual situation. Like if you guys, I don't know, if you've had feelings for them before, they've had feelings for you before, if you have feelings for each other now, it can be a bit weird if you're literally just saying, I don't know, because you just said say no more, and now I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm just making up all these situations in my head. But I feel like there must have been some sort of feelings involved at some point, whether it's you or him. Boy best friends can be the best thing ever. Like, I feel like it's just refreshing to have a guy's point of view. For me, especially, I love having guy friends because I don't have loads, but like, I love having a guy's perspective on a lot of things, whether that is guy friends or my brother or my dad. It's just so refreshing and sometimes different to what you're used to. So I think having boy best friends or boyfriends in general is really good. But yeah, I totally get what you mean by, well, you haven't said it, but I feel like you're insinuating it, that it can be complicated. Obviously, it can be complicated. Anything can be complicated with friendships, relationships, like anything can be complicated. When there's two people, that was 4, but when there's two people, anything can get complicated. So I feel like, would I rather have feelings for a boy best friend than like a stranger? Like, would I rather it go wrong with a best friend or a stranger? I feel like with a boy best friend, there's so much more at stake than if it's just like a stranger, if you know what I mean. So if it is like the case where you guys have been friends for years and then someone likes someone, yeah, it could get messy, but it just depends on how good your friendship is. I kind of refer it back to Joey and Rachel in Friends. Not that that's real life, but still. I kind of refer it back to that because Joey, this is such a dumb example of what I'm giving advice for, but anyway, I'll still do it. Yeah, Joey, obviously, even though Rachel had been with Ross, which I will never get over, like, I feel like that whole situation is weird. Anyway, this is not a Friends episode. Yeah, Joey obviously confessed his love for Rachel. Rachel didn't feel the same. And then, yes, it was awkward. Yes, it was weird. But because they've been friends for so long and because they were like, their friendship was really strong and they didn't want to lose that, they got over it. And after everything, the friendship came on top. So I feel like if you're strong enough friends, I don't think it will matter. I feel like it will be a funny story to tell if things don't work out. If for example, you said, oh, I like you, and they didn't like you back, like, it'd be a funny thing to say. You probably just take the piss out of each other. But yeah, there is always the chance that it can go wrong. But again, I feel like if they're already your friend, it might just be weird for a bit. Again, whether it's him that likes you or you likes him. And then obviously, good friendships go through highs and lows all the time. I've had highs and lows with all of my friends. So yeah, nothing would last forever. Like, obviously it could be awkward, but it wouldn't last forever. And as I said, it would just, if anything, it would probably make your friendship stronger because you've been through quite an awkward situation together. So yeah, but yeah, boy best friends, boyfriends are really good to have. I feel like if they're a good person, obviously, if they've got good intentions, I feel like, I don't know, it's cool to just have another perspective, and it's cool to, because for me, I feel like I'm very girly just in how I am. So with like people who have like a masculine energy, it's just, I don't know, it's just good to bounce off them. It kind of balances me out a bit in certain situations. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're good enough friends, which I'm sure you are, you'll probably have some of these like episodes through your friendship. So just like ride the wave, man. And it'll be a funny story to tell someday. If not today, then someday. Okay, so the next one is like a proper dilemma, and this is quite a long one. There's literally like 6 parts. So I'm going to read it out because I feel like it's an important one to talk about. So I've been with this guy for 5 years. We were meant to be getting married. However, financially, it's a struggle. My parents are unaware of him and have shown me proposals. One of my proposals is an old college/family friend, and we get on. I recently told my sister about my boyfriend, and she told me to go for the family friend guy instead. My sister said, marriage ain't all about love. You need someone financially stable. What do I do? Sis, that's a dilemma. If I've ever seen one, that is a dilemma. Okay, I feel like... Okay, who are you saying you prefer? Let me just read it back. So I've been with this guy for 5 years. We're meant to be getting married. However, financially, it's a struggle. Okay, so... It depends if you're feeling this guy or not. It depends how big of an issue you find finances. Like, if finances is the only issue and you don't find that an issue and it's just your family that does, then I would say just stick with this guy. Like, that for me, that's not an issue. For me, that's an issue that would probably obviously change with time. And also, that is definitely not, well, again, this is just my opinion, but it's definitely not the most important thing. Like, at the end of the day, if you have money or if you didn't have money, if you're with someone, at some points it could just be each other that you've got, especially in like harder times. So for sure, if you like this guy and you don't find finances a big thing, then stick with him. But if you're saying that you've been with him for 5 years, deep, that is deep. 5 years. I have like a handful of friends I've had for 5 years, so that is a long time. 5 years. I was 20. First of all, that makes me feel old, but I was 20. Well, what was I doing? Who have I known since then? I've known like uni friends since then, and obviously like my OG day one friends for longer than that. But damn, that's a long time, and I've changed a lot in 5 years. So you've probably changed a lot, like together. Oh, this is so... Oh my God, I don't want to give you the wrong advice. First of all, guys, I'm not a professional. Always use your own gut. Always go with what you want to do. I'll just offer my advice. So in this situation, okay, one of the proposals is an old college friend/family friend, and we get on. Okay, proposals. If you guys aren't aware what proposals are, basically it's where your parents either go out and find someone for you or kind of like use their network to bring you... If anyone's seen, what was it called? Indian Matchmaker? Something like that. I can't remember what it's called. Basically, yeah, it's like gathering people from your network or using someone to find people from their own network who they think would be a good match for marriage or relationship or whatever. It's very big in, well, not very big, but it's kind of like bigger, I would say, in like the Asian community. And yeah, a lot of people I know have met people through that and are living very happy marriages, so I don't have anything against it. If that's what you do, you do you. My mum's definitely looking down that route if I don't get married soon. But yeah, first of all, I feel like if it's been 5 years with this guy and you're having any sort of doubts, like if you're even being brought proposals, I feel like he should be at least aware, or kind of like, you should be kind of deep in the fact that I've been with this guy for 5 years and I'm not like saying you're a bad person. I'm just saying, like, you've been with this guy for 5 years. If you're even considering or looking at proposals, then there might be something to look at there. Like, it could just be that it's not just finances and you're not satisfied or whatever in the relationship, or it could be the family pressure. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely maybe think like, okay, I've been with this guy for 5 years. We're stable. From what I can tell, you're stable. Why would I even be thinking about proposals if I wasn't fully satisfied? Not saying you have to go for this proposal, but I'm just saying, just something to think about. Secondly, so what your sister said, marriage isn't all about love. You need someone financially stable. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I completely get what she means where it's going to take more than two people who love each other to make a marriage work. Like, people love each other all the time and marriages don't work out. I've seen it like happen all around me. It can't just be like, so much more has to go into it than two people have feelings for each other. Like, obviously, as you said, finances is an issue. You have to have the same goals. You have to have similar morals, all of that type of shit. Distance can be an issue. So much career can be an issue. Like, it can't just be, there can be people, there's probably loads of people who love each other but just couldn't be together, which is kind of heartbreaking, but it's just life. So yeah, she is right in that love isn't the only thing that's going to keep two people together, but at the same time, I don't think financial stability, even though it does play a part, and it just depends on everyone individually. For me, it honestly wouldn't play a massive part. It depends what you mean by financially stable. Like, obviously, by financially stable, I'm thinking like wealthy. But if you're talking about financially stable as in they have their shit together, yeah, I need someone to have their shit together. But if they didn't, as long as they had some sort of plan, again, this is just me, as long as they had some sort of plan and I could tell that they were trying, I wouldn't have an issue, because I'm not wealthy. I'm not like big in money, but I have like a plan and I have a vision for myself. So I just expect the same from someone else. But yeah, I don't think financial stability is necessarily the most important thing, as I said, but that is just personal to me. And if you're using that to choose between the two, I'm saying stick with the old guy. Just because you've obviously been with him for 5 years for a reason. But at the same time, if you like take a deeper look and you think, oh, maybe it's not just a financial thing, maybe it is because I'm not happy and that's why I'm looking at finances. You kind of, that's why I'm looking at other proposals. So say you're like, okay, you take a deeper look and you're like, okay, it's not just finances, it's this, it's that. That might be the reason why you're looking elsewhere, rather than just trying to like use finances as a reason, if you know what I mean. So you might be kind of using finances as a reason to try and say, I'm just not happy, you know? But if finances is literally the only reason, I'm saying don't make any harsh moves yet. Like, let's all chill and give people a chance. Obviously, but though, as I said, honesty is the most important thing. And if you are like thinking about proposals and maybe not as happy as you thought you were, I think you have to be honest with this guy who you've been with. And yeah, it's your life. If you feel like finances are important and that's a big thing for you, you shouldn't settle and you should go for what you want. And your sister is right in saying that it's not just love, but I kind of feel like it's so much more than finances too, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I feel like that is a deep, deep, deep one. I would say also the proposal guy is a family friend, old college family friend. Yeah, I mean, we've got to be like morally right about this. We've got to be good people about this. Like, if you are even thinking about this guy, you need to let the boyfriend know and kind of like let it go. And then if you want to explore this thing with this guy, then go ahead. Obviously, it's your life. You do whatever's best for you, whatever you feel like will bring you the most happiness. Or if you feel like you're in this space where you want to just date around, then that's totally fine. You don't have to, your relationship doesn't define you. Your relationship doesn't have to be this massive part of you if you don't want it to be. So you can completely like choose a different path in life. But I'm just saying, be honest with everyone, be honest with yourself, and yeah, I feel like you'll learn more as you carry on going. But it sounds like a problem that a lot of people probably have, and it's not like a superficial problem to have. It is just a normal thing. But yeah, if finances is an issue, maybe talk about it with your boyfriend too. See if he does have like a plan in place, or kind of tell him it is an issue for you, and see if that kind of makes him change his mind or want to do something. But yeah, just keep it honest and keep the conversation flowing. Yeah, that was a tricky one, but I hope I gave you some good advice. Again, I'm not qualified. I'm just spitballing here. Oh, guys, the next one is juicy shit. Okay. Oh, God, I love it, but I hate it. Okay. I've got a boyfriend, but I saw my ex last night and I really miss him and we nearly kissed. Oh, sis. Okay, I'm going to look for the positives in this. Emphasis on the nearly kiss. You didn't kiss, okay? No one cheated. You didn't kiss. I mean, it's iffy being in the situation where you nearly kissed. That's just my point of view. But you didn't do it. So obviously something stopped you from doing it. And I'm guessing that's because you're in a relationship with this guy and you didn't want to jeopardize that, right? Which is well done to you. Not a lot of people do that. But, okay. You nearly kissed your ex. Okay. Let's look at this from a rational point of view, right? It's your ex, okay? You were obviously in a relationship with this person at some point. There's a reason you're in a relationship with them. You obviously like them, maybe even love them at one point. So feelings don't just go, like they don't, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship with someone. Obviously, if you saw that person after a long time, you weren't expecting it, or they like popped up out of nowhere, you're gonna get that feeling where you're like, oh my God. And if you don't, then you probably didn't like them as much as you thought you did. That's just how it is. So yeah, I don't think you should be mad at yourself for feeling any sort of feelings when you did see them, because I feel like that's totally normal. I think I didn't have an ex to kind of like relate with, but even from like liking people, if like someone pops up out of like random, if someone pops up out of nowhere, it's like you suddenly get like a rush of everything that you felt before. So if you've been in a full-on relationship, I feel like that could be very intense. So yeah, I feel like that's normal. I feel like people get that a lot. Oh, you nearly kissed. Okay. Again with the nearly kiss. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna. I feel like that says, and again, I'm not judging, I'm not saying this makes you a bad person, but I feel like that says a lot about maybe how you're feeling about your current situation. And maybe, I know you didn't kiss him, but maybe even being in that situation does kind of, like, it would, if I was in that situation, it would make me question, okay, this isn't, well, personally, like, this isn't me, so why am I even in this predicament? Like, there must be a reason. It would just make me deep everything, basically. So yeah, maybe there's like unresolved feelings with your ex. As I said, it's normal to have that sort of reaction to an ex because you obviously put so much into someone, and like, I don't know, there's feelings there, it's all personal to your relationship, but obviously you guys shared something, right? But yeah, if you got to the point where you nearly kissed, maybe there's more feelings there than you thought. But yeah, the main thing is you didn't. I feel like that says a lot as well. I feel like you didn't, as I said, want to jeopardize your relationship. But what you do from here, see, I don't know. I feel like I don't even know what I do in that situation. Like, I feel like I know you wouldn't want to bring that up with your boyfriend because obviously it's going to make him feel like shit. And it's like, if you didn't mean anything by it, and like you just want to leave it, I feel like you might think, okay, what's the point in bringing this up if it's just going to cause stress for your boyfriend? Like, nothing actually happened. But at the same time, if that was me, I feel like I would just feel like I just need to get it out. That is just me. I'm not telling you to do that, but that's just me. If there's nothing there, if it was just like a thing that happened, you're like, okay, that happened, it might just be because all these old feelings came back, then maybe just leave it. If it still plays on your mind, and as I said, this is the type of person I am, so that's probably why I'd say something. But yeah, if it keeps playing on your mind, if you think it's a bigger issue than you thought it was, then take a better look at your situation now. Maybe you do still have feelings for the ex. But I feel like before you go any further with that, even before you start exploring what it could mean with the ex, you have to tell your boyfriend. Like, not have to, like, obviously I'm not telling you what to do, but I feel like that's the only fair thing to do. If you did want to even talk to the ex and be like, okay, what was that? Like, what even happened there? That's you wanting to take that further or at least see what's going on. So I think you have to tell your boyfriend then. But yeah, if it was just one of those things where it happened, we were in this situation, I got to this point, we nearly kissed and I realized I didn't want to, then that's just like, I don't know. You can tell your boyfriend, you can not tell your boyfriend, it's totally up to you, but you'll know if it's a big deal or not. And if it's not, then exactly what I said before, you didn't kiss him, you didn't cheat, it's fine. But yeah, just like I said with the one before, if something happens like that, sometimes it can mean something deeper. Most of the time it probably does mean something deeper, but it could just be that you saw your ex, you're in this situation, you've obviously kissed your ex before, you've been in that situation. I just hit the microphone, I'm so sorry. I keep doing that. Yeah, it could just be one of those normal things that people feel. Also, it's not really a normal situation to just see your ex again. Like, normally when people break up, unless you're best friends, as I said before, you break up and you don't really contact each other, or you contact each other minimal. So you're not really expecting to be in the same environment as your ex. And if you are, then that is peak. Like, I don't think I could do that. But hats off to you. But yeah, it could have just been like, you're obviously not going to see your ex every single day. So it could have just been one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't want to be in that situation again. But yeah, I feel like my voice is going again, guys. Oh. But yeah, I feel like that is a tricky one. You didn't cheat. You're okay. Something obviously stopped you, but then at the same time, something obviously brought you to that situation. So you just have to weigh up whether it's more weighted in the fact that it's like, you know, the thing that stopped you is what you want to go forward with. So the thing that stopped you is obviously you're in a relationship. So if that's the biggest thing for you, then just carry on. That was a blip. You don't need to even think about it. But if you're more thinking about the fact that why was I even in that situation, then you need to talk to your boyfriend, maybe explore it with the ex and see if things are even resolved. But before you do that, let's keep it straight up with the boy. Yeah? Let's keep things fair and keep things honest, because when it's not, it just gets messy. But yeah, don't feel too bad. I hope you're okay. I hope it gets sorted. And it could have just been one of those things, sis. So yeah. Okay, so the next one. I think my voice is going, but I feel like we're like half an hour in. I don't think there's any point in taking a break. So my voice might get a bit raspy, but just deal with it. Okay, so worrying that the person I'm with will fall out of love with me and that I won't be able to move on from it. That sounds like something I would think. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad to think, because like, it's not a nice mindset to be in. Obviously, I don't know how your relationship is, but hopefully it's like a really nice, happy, healthy one. Oh, that's so sad. Also, though, I do think that's a normal thought to have. Like, with relationships and stuff, obviously the movies sell it to us as this thing where you're with this person forever, you get married, it's happy ending, blah, blah, blah. But people, like, you hear about it all the time. People break up all the time, and if it's not because of cheating or whatever, even if it was because of cheating, the reason the person cheated was because they don't feel the same as they did before. Or, I don't know. Well, most of the time, yeah, if you cheat on someone, you obviously don't love the person. Like, that's what I think anyway. Maybe not don't love the person, but you're not satisfied with what you've got if you cheat. There's 100% no argument with that. Like, you're not satisfied if you cheat, otherwise why would you cheat, you know? And again, as I said, no judgment here, everyone makes mistakes. But yeah, I think if I was feeling like that, like if I was feeling insecure, that's something you should be able to share with the person you're with. Maybe you're feeling insecure, I don't know, maybe there's a reason you're feeling insecure. Maybe they haven't been showing you as much affection as before, or something's changed in the relationship. Maybe they could be doing stuff to make you feel a bit better, or if they even know, it could just make your relationship stronger. And kind of like, they could even say something to reassure you. Like, you never know what they're going to say. But yeah, I think that's a very normal thing to think, especially with people breaking up all the time. And you hear people say like, oh, it wasn't the same as when we first met, or we just fell out of love with each other, we just grew apart. It's a totally normal thing to happen. So it's a rational thing to think could happen. But with that kind of thing, I feel like, And it is a lot easier said than done, because as I said, that is something I would probably think. You can't focus on what could happen, so you just have to focus on your situation right now. As I said, hopefully you're in a very happy, healthy, loving relationship, and if you are, then focus on that, because that's all you can kind of live and experience is the present, like right now. So if things are good right now, appreciate it while it's happening. There's no point in stressing yourself out over the future, because you do not know at all what could happen. You don't even know how long we don't even know how long we've got left in this life. So I feel like, and again, as I said, it's easier said than done, but stressing about something that might happen, and I say might happen just because obviously it does happen to people. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you. I don't think it will happen to you. Just got this feeling I don't think it will. But yeah, I feel like you should just take a minute, think about your actual situation now, and if there is something now that's going on that's making you feel insecure, talk to your partner about it. If there's not, and this is just kind of like you and your thoughts, then again, easier said than done, but we have to disconnect ourselves from our thoughts and realize we're not our thoughts, and our thoughts aren't our reality. Normally, thoughts and fears are just based on, thoughts and anxieties are based on fear, especially when it's to do with the future. So you kind of just have to think, okay, am I going to let this control me and like make me feel shit, control my emotions and ruin what could be a great relationship? Or am I going to just accept that, yes, that could happen, that could be the future, but not focus on it? Because as I said, you could be with this person for the rest of your life, be in a very happy, loving marriage, relationship, have kids, blah, 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 if you want kids. Like, you don't know. As much as you think that's what the future could hold, the future could also be incredible with this person. So you can't let that, especially if you're in a really good relationship now, ruin what you've got, because then it's letting something that hasn't even happened ruin something great. So yeah, if you are feeling shit though, don't feel shit. I'm sure you're an amazing person and they're lucky to have you. So yeah, and also if you do want to talk about it with them, I'm sure they just appreciate the honesty, and I'm sure he'll say something to make you feel better about it, and he'll probably be like, oh my god, I can't believe you're even feeling like that, like you're amazing, I'm so lucky to have you. So yeah, if you want to talk about it with them, talk about it with them, but if you don't, then don't worry, that's a normal thing to think, and just try not to let the future and fears about it ruin your peace now. So yeah, damn, I got deep on that one. Okay, so this is the last one, guys. As I said, my voice is slightly going and we're coming up to the 45-minute mark, so I feel like this is a good place to end it. So, wanting to date but also being conscious that girls younger than me are settling down. Me and my friend were talking about this yesterday, actually. If she's listening, you know who you are. But basically we were talking about this and we were saying, because we're both, well, I'm 25, she's 24, and we were talking about the fact that we thought we'd be in a very different position than we are right now. For example, she's in a relationship, but she was like, a few years ago, or not a few years ago, but when we were kids, I thought I'd be settled, married, with maybe a kid on the way by now. And she actually, as I said, she's in a relationship, but like, it's just funny how you're not where you thought you would be. With me, wow, with me, I thought I'd at least have a boyfriend by now, guys, but I am actually 25 and single, like painfully single. So yeah, things do not always work out how you thought they're going to work out. But as you were saying with the younger girls settling down, I'm not gonna lie, I totally relate to this. Like, I see on my timeline all the time, these girls who are like 19, 20, they seem like they have their shit together. They're like buying houses with their partners, and here's me talking about dating, even though I haven't even been on a date, you know? So it's like, yeah, it can be very kind of, not disheartening, but kind of like, oh my God, am I running out of time? And I feel like, I don't know, especially with women, again, this just depends on if you want kids or not, and it's totally your choice, but I feel like with women, we have a certain like biological clock where we're like, oh my God, I need to find the person by this time because I want a kid by this time and all that shit. Like in the Friends episode, I'm making a lot of Friends references this time. I don't know why, but you know, like in the Friends episode where Rachel's like, I think she turns 30 and then she's saying, okay, I want a kid by 35. That's the latest I can have a kid. So I need to meet this person by then because I want to plan the engagement for 2 years, be married for 2 years. And she was like, so that means I need to be with the person that I'm marrying now. And she turns around, it's Tag, and he's like on a scooter with Joe, and she's like, oh my God, I think I messed up here. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I think it's a lot more normal in our generation. Even if you do see on the timeline these people in relationships, it's so much more normal than it was to be single and like 30, let alone 25. So yeah, I think it's a lot more normal, a lot more accepted. Not that there was anything wrong with it before. But still you do have those people who do settle down younger. And to be honest, like that's them, that's their life, and that's the right choice for them. I'm happy for people who settle down early. I feel like it's like if you can share your life with someone from whatever age it is, that's amazing. I feel like there's nothing more amazing than that. Just because I'm not in a relationship and just because I say all this shit like, oh my God, I'm gonna be single forever, doesn't mean that I don't want it. Like I feel like it'd just be the most amazing thing to share with someone, share your life with someone. But yeah, if you haven't met the right person, you can't force it, you know. Some people, their person comes at 16 when they're in school and they stay married forever. Some people have to have a few relationships before they find the right person. Some people are in a relationship with the right person, or it's like right person, wrong time. Then they have time apart and then they come back together. And some people might just spend life single. Like I feel like I don't even think I've heard of anyone who like they're not very well advertised, those people. Their stories aren't really heard, but I'd love to speak with someone actually who's literally like in their old age and they've never been with someone. I feel like that'd be really interesting. But yeah, me personally, I do think, and again, this is just a personal view, I do think that the main goal in life is love. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean you being in a relationship. It could mean love between you and a child, or love between you and your family, or I don't know, love between you and your friends. But I feel like the ultimate kind of us as humans thing we would want is that love between you and another person. Like it just, I don't know, it just, as much as you want to deny it, it is just something that people want. If not everyone, a lot of people. So yeah, I feel like you're gonna, like it's meant for you. I feel like we're all meant to find someone. If you're not meant to find someone, then that's your choice. Like if you don't want to find someone, I mean, that's totally your choice and you don't have to at all. But yeah, it sounds like you kind of want to. So I think as humans, I feel like the universe is doing that for us. Like I think when you're ready, when the right person is there, you will be brought together with them, or people come into your life for certain reasons and you might not even know it yet, but that could be the person for you. So yeah, I think as cheesy as it sounds, that is the end goal, and I think you're gonna find it. People find the loves of their lives at 50. People find the loves of their lives at 16. As I said, like everyone's so different and everyone's journey is so different. What's meant for me might not be meant for you. What's meant for the people you see settled down at 21 might not be meant for you. Like for me personally, if I had met someone at 18, for example, I would not have gone through the growth, like the necessary growth I needed to go to get to a point now. Like this is the most ready I've ever felt for a relationship. If you haven't seen my video about asking my family why they think I'm single, please go and watch it because it's so funny. But it's so true. Like I even said to them in that, I said, do you think I'm ready for a relationship? And they were like, yes, but no. Like I feel like you're always working on yourself. But as I said, this is the most ready I've ever felt. This is the most happy I've been with myself. And that correlates with me feeling the most ready for a relationship. Because I feel like if I'd have met someone at 18, I probably would have, I don't know, I don't even want to think about what I would have ended up with, but I probably would have let someone walk all over me. I'm not gonna lie. That's something I'm still working on now. But yeah, I feel like if you haven't met someone yet, there's probably work on yourself that you had to do on your own. Like, some people can be in relationships and work on themselves and grow then, which is great. And I feel like if you get into a relationship now, you'll constantly grow. Like, you're always going to constantly grow with people, but there's some parts of growth that we have to do alone. And all the growth I've done up until now, I know I've had to do alone. Like, there's no way. It's just, I know, like, it's something I'm sure of. So yeah, I feel like, as I said, I am ready now. I'm not like ready. Like, I'm not like ready to freaking get married, but like, I feel like I'm opening up to the idea. So if you feel like you're open to the idea, you'll attract someone eventually. And yeah, as I said with the age thing, everyone's life is different. Everyone's life path is different. Everyone's destiny is different. So just join in with the ride, man. Ride the wave. And I'm sure you'll meet someone very, very soon. I hope I do. And I hope you do too. Keep me updated. Okay, guys, that is the end of this episode. I really enjoyed that one. As I said, I feel a lot more chilled out this time. My voice is still going, but maybe we'll take an intermission next time. But I just felt like we went over the edge with this one. There was no point in turning back. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We got kind of juicy with those dilemmas, those questions. So yeah, that was really interesting. I hope my advice was good. As I said, I am by no means a professional, but I feel like I do give good advice, and I feel like I give fair advice. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the episode. I hope it helped for anyone who did send in their dilemma. And if you didn't send in a dilemma, or if I didn't read yours out, I hope you got kind of some guidance, or just I hope you got some in from the podcast. If anything, just kind of feeling more normal in the fact that we're all very, very lost in our 20s, or however old you are. So yeah, next week's episode, I think I'm going to do on friendships. Obviously this week was on relationships, which is kind of similar, but friendships I think is like a different field. Yeah, I got the idea off one of you guys that emailed it in. You know who you are. Thank you for the idea. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do next week. If you do want to email in any dilemmas, any topics you want me to discuss, it's saylesswithalisha@gmail.com. I'll probably do a poll or like a PSA on Instagram for your friendship dilemmas this week, so make sure to follow me over there. It's at Alisha Jasmine with 2 E's. And yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of today's episode. As I said, these are longer videos. I really appreciate you guys watching or listening wherever you are. And yeah, I really enjoy doing these. I feel like I found like a new passion project, which I look forward to filming these every week and recording them. So yeah, next week we're going to cover friendships. Any friendship dilemmas, start thinking about them now, then send them in to me. But yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you, and probably start editing this podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week.